Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this infant lounger. It is actually super easy to make. I had a spare pillow. It was about the size of this pillow, just like a standard pillow. I bought it forever ago at TJ Maxx. So we just upgraded our pillows finally, which is why I was waiting to get rid of that one. And instead of just tossing it out, I wanted to use the stuffing inside of it, because stuffing is actually kind of expensive. I was looking at just the local craft stores around here, and for about the size of the pillow that I had to buy that much stuffing, it was over $20. I'm sure maybe you could find cheaper ones in other places, but since I had an extra pillow with stuffing, I just used that. I was also looking around at some other places, and I know Walmart and Target, they both have pillows that are just that same standard pillow size that are under $5. This one right here actually was like $3 something. So if you're having a hard time looking for stuffing, you can even just use an old pillow or buy a super cheap pillow and use the stuffing in it. For fabric, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to use, I have like linen pillowcases that are in this like oatmeal color that we don't really use, and they're just sitting in storage. You could totally use an old pillowcase if you have one, because I feel like it's just about the right size. But instead of that, I went to Joann's and I bought this durable cotton fabric. It's nice and sturdy but soft at the same time. The fabric is honestly very nice. Like, it feels like I could wash it and use it and it would last me a while, but at the same time it's really nice and soft. I only bought 1 yard, so you don't need that much. And then aside from the stuffing and the fabric, you just need thread. So I already had thread in this matching color, so I didn't need to buy any of that. I did also buy this fabric. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's kind of this thicker fabric to potentially make a cover for this, which I might do in another video. As of right now, I'm really liking how this is, even just by itself, so I'm not too stressed about making a cover right now, but I probably will make one. I know the Snuggle Me infant lounger is really popular right now. It's super expensive, which is why I decided to make my own. I based my sizing off of that infant lounger, and it also fits nicely inside of our crib. When you look at it, it looks pretty even all throughout, but I stuffed the sides a lot more. So the sides are pretty firm, and then this center part is very squishy. I feel like it'd be comfy, so hopefully the baby likes it. I know that these sorts of loungers aren't safe for babies to be actually like sleeping in, but I do think this will be a nice little thing for baby to lounge in just throughout the day and like while I'm watching him and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get onto the tutorial.
So first, you're gonna start out with your piece of fabric, and we're gonna need 2 pieces that are 36 by 21 inches. So you can either cut them separately, or you can do what I did, which was just fold the fabric in half. That way you only have to cut it out once. After that, you just cut out the corners just so that you can have those nice rounded edges. I'm not sure what happened to the footage of me actually doing it, which is why I'm just drawing it out here, but I just sketched out one of the corners to start, and then I matched up each of the corners to make sure they were all going to be cut evenly. So after that, you should have 2 pieces that look like this. You're gonna put them right sides together and then sew along the edges, leaving 1/2 inch around the border. You're also gonna leave the entire bottom section open. So as you can see here, I've sewn along all the edges and I've left the bottom open. Now we're just going to turn the entire thing right side out and make sure that you really open up where you've sewn so that you can get those nice clean edges. So the next thing we have to do is add these 3 lines. So what I'm going to do is measure 5 inches from all the borders. So essentially we're going to create a little dotted line going horizontally, 5 inches from the top and 5 inches from the bottom. And then we're going to do the same thing vertically, making 2 lines that are also both 5 inches from the borders. So the dotted lines here are what you're gonna have sketched in. I'm just using a pencil because this is gonna wash out when I wash the lounger. For the line in the middle, I just put my tape measure from the very left to the very right because it's 20 inches. I just put a mark at 10 inches, and that is gonna make all 3 of these 5 inches apart. So if that's confusing, I just have another visual here that shows all the measurements. So everything is basically 5 inches apart, but the middle line is longer than the 2 on the sides, and it's only longer by 2 inches on the top and 2 inches on the bottom. Once that's all measured out, you're just gonna sew on top of those lines, making sure that your start and end point on the lines are secure just so that nothing unravels. So now it's time to stuff the lounger. So I'm just taking this stuffing, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm stuffing the edges pretty firm. And then when I get to the center two middle sections, I'm stuffing them a bit lighter. So by doing this, it kind of creates this nice little nest around the center, so that when the baby lays in the middle is nice and soft, but the edges are nice and firm. To close up the bottom, I first just pinned it all closed, and then I did this invisible stitch. This part honestly took the longest because I was hand sewing and I really wanted to make sure it looked nice and clean. But once you're done with that, the lounger is complete.